What's up? How's it going, everyone?
What's going on, boys?
How is everyone doing tonight?
What do we got?
What do we got here?
Whoa.
Spider Pig with $5 already.
Thank you, dude.
Hey, I must sleep. See you all later. Someday I will have to go down to North Texas to see you all. Also bought Funster's Muyati book. I like it. Nice.
Nice.
Let me see if I can get these set up better. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now we can see both. Let me actually get rid of this. Make that a little bigger. Almost. Get rid of you two. Oh, fuck you. So many stupid technical issues. Anyway, how is everyone? We're back from North Texas RPG Con. That's why we didn't stream last week. We got to meet a whole bunch of cool people, including Alchemic Raker, who made Hell March. We've got 2 copies that we're going to be giving away tonight, so there will be 2 winners.
Whoa.
Matthew Pickard already here. Late and not straight. I don't know about that. Yeah, but this is the mass combat rules for basically any RPG. It doesn't need to be just Shadowdark, but it was made with Shadowdark in mind, and it's really good. We've got 2 copies we'll be giving away tonight to 2 lucky winners. Thraxis, saw him at the con as well. Got a game tonight, but I'll check the vid when I'm back. Nice. Well, I've decided to break out Medieval Total War 2. Been a while since I played it.
Yeah.
Nice. Not since they remastered. Shoots Colt in the air. We got ourselves a good old-fashioned Texas Roundup. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Chubby Funster saying he can't wait to find out about this nuclear war game, even though he was at the table and in it.
Responsible.
And won. Hey, Chubby, got your books, and they have been a fun read. Nice.
Yeah, dude.
Yep, I think they'll help a lot when I get into Axe full time. Nice.
Cool.
That's where they were last week. I figured they'd taken a bye because of the BloodMoor launch. Totally forgot about the con. Yeah.
It was
streaming.
A ton of fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun. It was awesome. We met a whole bunch of people. We got to interview Kelsey and hung out with her for about an hour after that. I played in her Bronstein scenario that takes place in the Western Reaches campaign setting. It was very good. It was a lot of fun. And although democracy prevailed and someone else was voted the winner, I was given the silver medal, second place in the Bronstein, because I shook things up and I survived much longer than my character usually does in that game, apparently. We'll talk about that in a bit. Just bought Medieval 2. Nice. You piece of shit. Just let me scroll. Thank you. Hope the con is going well. It is over. Thankfully, I couldn't.
Went very well.
Yeah, I would not be able to do anything that long.
No,
if it was 2 weeks.
Definitely not.
I think I fucked up your mic. 1 second.
Oh.
Try that.
All right, how about now?
That's better.
Better? All right, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, ton of people we ran into. Dad, the man himself.
Right.
The online father figure, the one, the only. He was there, of course, Chubby Funster.
Right.
Todd, DM Blackwall. Nathan and Steve, his counterparts.
Yep.
Alchemic Raker, like we said. Kelsey.
Chubby Funster.
Chubby Funster. We ran into the Iconic Production guy, who did earlier this morning a review of the Shucked Oyster.
Yeah.
Going to be talking to him.
Yep, we're going to go on his channel and talk to him about cults and Shucked Oyster and BloodMoor and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. And a fellow South Jerseyan was in attendance representing the Northeast.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. Lord Mateus and company were there.
That's true.
Go on account of being Canadian.
Yeah, that's too bad, man.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be that way.
It doesn't have to be that way. Yeah. Do you mind if I grab your mouse?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll be right back. This will be much easier than using the touchpad.
And a lot of people came up to the booth. We sold a lot of copies of the Shucked Oyster while we were out there. A bunch of people who stopped by recognized us from the channel, which is nice to see, very encouraging. And all around, just great things to be said. Everybody was really good who we met. It was a lot of fun. So I ran a game of Vampire and a game of Shadow Dark, the Shucked Oyster. What did you run? You ran Shucked Oyster. Yeah, you just ran one Shadow Dark session, which was very good. I, of course, set mine during Despoiler Day, rightfully so, the day when the entire town comes together to mournfully recollect the despoliation and the great sins which were committed by Ulrich.
Right. There we go. That's much easier.
There you go.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun though. I had like 7 players in my Shadow Dark game. Some extra people piled in, and it went really well. It was a lot of fun. I had good con players that were willing to take risks and do things, that players might not usually do. Mm-hmm. They found the monkey paw. They used all 3 monkey paw wishes, and they all died, which was great.
Rightfully.
Rightfully so. They deserved it. But that was a lot of fun. We played Horde Wars with Todd.
Yes. And won.
That is true. What else did we play? We played Nuclear War. We will be talking about that a little bit later. It was a pretty epic game. Hung out with a lot of people at the bar. We met a whole lot of cool people, other creators. Rob from Pulpomic Press was there. He was awesome. He bought the Shucked Oyster, and we got Gods of the Forbidden North volumes 1 and 2.
Which I'm super looking forward to reading.
And we also picked up. Let me see here.
Blood for the BloodMoor. Glad to see it is doing well. Also, it was awesome to see the interview with Kelsey.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
We appreciate the 5 pounds. Yeah, it was awesome. We'll talk a bit about that in a couple minutes. Let's see. Well, yeah, we got Gods of the Forbidden North. We picked up finally from Troll Lord Games, Castles and Crusades, the core books. Yep. Haven't cracked those open yet. I got the Blood Enemies supplement for Birthright 80
Oh,
D2E.
yeah. For a steal. And,
yeah.
I also picked up the remainder of the Tekkamel game content, so I got the Empire of the Petal Throne book, which is a consolidation of the material that was in the box set, and I got volume 2 of Swords and Glory, which is the player's handbook. So I got Swords and Glory volume 1 last year, which is the lore and setting information. So I'm looking forward to doing a compare-contrast between not only Empire of the Petal Throne and Swords and Glory, but also Bethorn, which I have over there.
I'm going to move this closer again, sorry. Hey, BLG, congrats on your most successful Kickstarter so far. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you to everyone who has supported thus far. We do have the BloodMoor link up at the top. If you're not familiar, somehow BloodMoor is our campaign setting. That's a vast expansion of the ideas in the Shucked Oyster. Yep. It is doing very well. We are very pleased. And we've got some stretch goals that we're going to be announcing pretty soon. I think we're going to have a pretty strong second half of the campaign. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. And we're excited to dive back into more writing on that soon. Let's see here. They aren't late. The delivery vehicle is still fueling on the pad. Launch time is confirmed. Exactly.
That's right.
Never late. Exactly.
Damn right.
Hope those who made it to the con had fun. We all did. It was very fun. We simply don't appreciate the magnitude of the chronological dimensions on which they operate. Exactly.
Also true.
And/or Ginger Fraser is swearing at his PC as he tries to fix the technical difficulties again. That is also true. We did do that. They're not late. They're just giving us one last chance to take a pre-show leak. I did and hit the like button. How about you?
This guy gets it.
Yeah. By the way, the most recent BloodMoor Kickstarter update makes young Steve Buscemi look like a manlet. Say it isn't so. I'm
afraid it is.
Yeah, it is, unfortunately. Welcome to the 5'6" Manlet Club, Steve. High fives to the freshly washed but not dried hand. It really does. Alternatively, Kelsey is just really tall and Ginger is a giant. Kelsey, I think, is tall, and I am tall. Mm-hmm. All right, everyone. 20 super chats, and they're giving away a copy of Hell March by Alchemic Raker. 2 copies.
Yep.
2 copies. One goes to one lucky winner, and one goes to another lucky winner. Wing Dude's here. Good to see you.
What's happening, dude?
We're quiet. Oh, I know why we're quiet. Because we had to turn this down. Maybe that'll do it now. We had to turn this down for the DJ stream, so we weren't blowing out the levels.
Oh, right.
Let me see it and just make sure this is moved back up all the way. Let me know if that's better.
Yeah.
Good job making it on time. Exactly.
Thank you.
I already got the print and PDF copy of Hell March. Can recommend. Nice. I can't send any money tonight because I need to be financially responsible. I hate it. Well, do that.
Yeah.
We encourage financial responsibility.
Funny her name is Kelsey and you're Ginger Fraser.
Oh, yeah. Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're right.
Signs and symbols.
Signs and symbols. Exactly. The only thing worse than responsibility is digging yourself out of the hole of irresponsibility.
Not wrong.
Democracy prevailed, the ultimate downer ending. Yeah, unfortunately. Second place is the first loser. Yeah. Sorry I had you assassinated, then booby-trapped the True Crown's heir, the Countess. Yeah. That is true. But I did, in fact, kill more people than everyone else.
Yeah. And ultimately got what you wanted.
And got what I wanted. So your booby-trapping the crown actually helped me achieve my goal. I just excreted a dump. Thanks. Nice. Victor Gorchev's here. The Dallas boys are back. Yep. At Dad, you make patricide fun. Yeah. Canadians are allowed in the U.S. I work with a lot of them. Some even own property down here. Not for long. Just doing dad things. Exactly.
That's right.
Glad you guys made it to North Texas RPG Con. I hope to get there next year. Oh, and I'm Canadian with a passport and car. I can go. Nice. I would say
cool.
Driving to Texas from
Canada,
Canada might take a while. It might be more worth it to fly.
Yeah. But it was fun.
Oh, that was a subscription. Okay. They've already sold a quarter of the badges for next year. Yeah. I'm going to hit, this is Victor Gorchev, a Dutchman. I'm going to hit up North Texas and some other cons in the next year or two. So with my luck, no one else I know will go then. It was funny watching this woman get deported from Mexico. What does that have to do with RPGs or what we're talking about, man? The cucked oyster. Thanks, Furtz McGee. Yeah. I will do what I can to make one that is close to me. Nice. If you don't die in a con game, what are you even doing? Exactly. Exactly. I was in a Greg Gillespie game with Tenkar and his wife. We were the only ones that survived. Everyone else got slaughtered.
Nice.
Love for Castles and Crusades.
Yeah, man.
Let me see here. Looking forward to the stretch goals. Yeah, they're going to be good. They are going to be good. We're excited. Dane's working on at least one of them at the moment. But what was your impression of North Texas RPG Con?
It was a ton of fun. We enjoyed ourselves last year as well. We didn't stay for the whole con last year. Having a con be that size is, I think, really ideal. It'll be interesting to see how next year goes, because it seems like there's going to be a lot more people going next year. I think perhaps more than you might otherwise expect, whatever the incremental increase year over year is. I would not like it to see... I would not like it to spill over. It would really kill the vibe there. But it was a ton of fun. And again, a lot of people came up to us. We got to talk to a bunch of really cool people. And what I hope is that Tfest in August really becomes a crown jewel in the area. Not only because that's convenient, but it would just be nice to have a set piece event here in Austin for the hobby.
Do you have a question about the Kickstarter? I bought the Shucked Oyster, but not Colts. Will there be an add-on for the physical copy without having to rebuy the physical oyster again? I don't think so. This is, unfortunately, it's a thing about simplifying fulfillment, and I don't think we're going to do that, unfortunately. But Colts will be on sale within the next month. We ordered our new proof copy. Once that's in, and that has all the fixes. And if you guys if you have the PDF already through the Kickstarter, check your drive-through account, because the PDF has been updated again, and it's got everything now. We even added a new proofreading credit because someone pointed out a couple of other very minor issues. And so we've made some changes. So go get that. But no, I don't think unless you're going to get the full thing. But here's the thing: you can, if you get that full tier, because the drive-through copies, you do have to pay that printing fee, just like when we did the previous Kickstarters. You don't have to rebuy the oyster through. We'll get to your super chat in a second. You don't have to order it through drive-through, if that makes sense. Because the way that the drive-through copies, Shucked Oyster and Colts of Zahak, you're going to get a code that is going, like a link basically, that's going to add it to your cart for the at-cost price, and you have to pay that extra fee. You don't have to pay that extra fee on the oyster if you already have that. So you can get Colts that way, as well. But again, it's just a simplified fulfillment for everyone, for the backers and for us. I got what I wanted. What second place? What, second place?
Second place, yeah.
All right, see what this was. If critters show up, would it be low Tfest? Yeah.
It would. And we can't abide that.
Yeah. But it was fun being able to show people Colts of Zahak.
Yes.
And we had a lot of people who were really interested in the art, because we had big posters of a lot of the art there. And that actually caught the eye of... We met the guy who does a lot of the merch for Chaosium and like Monty Cook's Kickstarters and things like that. And we talked to that guy for like an hour at the bar afterwards. It was awesome. And his merch is really good. So there may be better BLG merch in the future, which is going to be cool. What was with the green lines?
You don't know the meme.
Yeah, you don't know the green lines meme. Okay, so this was basically, there's a method of analyzing photos of men standing next to women. And when the man is leaning in, that means that he's not dominant, you know?
Right.
So we didn't plan that. We just took a regular photo. It came naturally. But one of our fans green lined us, did the green line analysis.
Straight as an arrow.
Straight as an arrow, vertical. So we thought it was funny. So we put that one up.
And it was funny.
And it was funny. The only ones that will lose their property are the Chinese nationalists. All right.
I hope so.
Dad says, I spoke with Kelsey when I got home from North Texas RPG. She will publish the Shadowstein content.
Nice.
I'm going to try and book a room to run it at LongCon this fall. Nice.
Awesome.
That will be fun.
Yeah.
It was a very fun scenario. The characters and their conflicting motivations were very cool. Very easy. Kelsey is a very good GM. And we had good role players in the game, which was great from like the first moment, which was excellent. Not good enough to know they should have killed the evil fucking wizard who was walking around speaking to them like this. You know, they didn't get me to the last round. They tried to poison me, but I'm not stupid, so I didn't drink it. It's all about the journey. I try to live the adventurous spirit in my everyday. It helps keep me feeling young and free. I hate public transit. Yeah, who doesn't? Yeah. I get the crud every time I fly. 23 hours away by car.
Oh, God.
What is the most bloody con game you've ran or been in? I've never been at a con. That vampire game that we ran with, that Phil the Thrill ran for us, was pretty bloody.
At LongCon, yeah. Yeah, we killed the Primogen.
Yeah. Looking forward to the Kickstarter to hit 100K so I can get my farming implement generator for the Shucked Oyster.
Yeah, we can't wait for that too.
Yeah, I can't wait. Make it happen, guys.
Yeah.
How did Young Steve's vampire game go?
It went very well. They killed a massive man, a globulous man of supreme girth and copious quantities, the mass off the scale, quite literally. The one and only Toreador Harpy, Emile Lafont, the man from the bayou who holds court and consumes much at the Sugar House Casino. But it did not save him from having being lured to an eatery where he was hit with a car and set on fire by the player characters.
Yeah.
Which,
Chubby Funster saying, I was in it. There were 2 people killed by flaming Cybertruck attacks.
that is true.
Yeah.
It wasn't how I intended to open the session. There was a feeding scene that was very retarded. But we ran with it.
There we go. God.
Whoa.
Damn it. All right. People are figuring out that OSR cons are the best cons. Non-corporate, all fan.
I mean, I think more to the point, it's the smaller the con is. Maybe not the smaller the con is. You can be too small, but something that isn't bloated and over corporatized.
Right.
Because then you're just going to a trade show.
Yeah.
Right. And who wants to do that?
Right. I too ordered the Shucked Oyster just in time for my birthday.
Nice.
My uncle will be visiting, and he's quite excited to venture into that establishment. Nice. Oh, goddamn fucking chat. The first Cybertrucking was an accident. Messy critical success. PC was just trying to kill someone with a collision, and it went nuclear.
Yeah.
The second time was on purpose. Stick with what works.
Yep.
I'm hearing GaryCon is getting kind of corporate.
I've never been.
I've never been. Yeah. You've never been?
I've never been. If you even been to GaryCon, how can you comment?
I'm curious as to how many copies of the Shucked Oyster I helped sell at North Texas. I told every table I was at about it. I think you
thank
sold,
you, man.
Yeah, I thank you. I think you helped sell quite a few.
Yeah.
Because people kept coming up and saying, yeah, everybody's talking about this.
Yeah.
Which might have just been you.
Hey, whatever.
Which is
we'll
awesome.
Take it.
we appreciate it. I drive a beat-up old VW Passat with different colored parts. I used to ride a motorcycle. Used to. If it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That British cigarette tree. Good one. Yeah, I've gotten 2 ads so far. No ad block when I watch on my phone, unfortunately. Yeah. Sorry. We were killing a huge fat vampire with maxed out stamina. I had to drop so much damage that he couldn't get back up. Yeah.
Yep.
He
wanted to live to eat again, but it was not on the cards for him.
I would honestly love to meet Sandy Peterson and play a Call of Cthulhu game run by him. It'd be like playing D&D with Gary Gygax. That would be fun.
I don't know what cons he goes to. I think he goes to Chaosium Con.
He must.
And I'm sure he goes to Gen Con some of the time. At least.
Gary Con, it's the sad reality of cons, it seems. They got to gray out all the fun for marketability.
That's too bad. I hope
not. I don't know. Did you encounter a new game at the con?
Not a new game that I played.
Yeah,
but people were selling all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Did I miss any word on the stretch goals for BloodMoor? Maybe Arlen cloth to match the Shadow Dark premium set and a nice bright red? Arlen cloth?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either. So we definitely don't have that as a stretch goal since neither of us knows what it is.
True.
No, stretch goals, I'll tell you what one of them is right now. We do have one small content stretch goal that we're considering adding, which is basically coming up with funnels for each of the countries of BloodMoor. Yeah. They won't be like, oh, here's a huge dungeon, but it's going to be, here's the cool thing that will function as the premise of the funnel. You know, like escaping Captain Aloysius's massive ship on the Black Sea.
We just got our tickets for Jerkin 2026. Look forward to hanging out in person. Tickets 220 and 221.
They're already selling?
What is this
We just got our tickets for North Texas RPG Con 2026. Looking forward to hanging out in person. That's crazy.
I will not be buying my tickets for a very long time.
I just got back. But yeah, but having one of those, doing like escaping from the sanitarium in the University of or Brukeneko University in the city of Cronenberg, capital of Fleischland. So yeah, we've got ideas for those. We also have potentially some poster ideas. Coming up,
and by potentially, we definitely do have
ideas. Do have them, and they're definitely being worked on, and they're going to be great. Because I think we can just say what it is.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? After all, why shouldn't we?
After all, why not?
So Dane's working on some pinup artwork of Mungo's brides.
They're very good.
They're very good.
One of them is very funny.
So we're going to be adding those on.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, so those will be, if we reach that stretch goal, we will be able to add those on as, you'll be able to add those on as additional items.
Yes.
Young Steve is looking tired. Is he okay? He unfortunately contracted the con AIDS.
Yeah,
the con
sadly.
crud. Yeah.
I feel fine, but my head is congested. I have shit behind my eardrums. I feel like I'm underwater, which is irritating.
They just got back from North Texas RPG Con. They're tired. True. Doc Flamingo.
Oh.
You should do the Matt Colville thing and make naming it $1 million stretch goal.
That is
true. Well, there are other people who have done that and have failed.
Right.
We do not want to fail.
Right. I envy those cons that lasted several years and decades before being corporatized. My local con had, I think, one good year before it exploded and went to shit. That sucks. Normally not a big fan of crowds, and because of that, I do not attend big cons. That said, Gary Con this year was a great time. Nice. Yeah. North Texas is very small, so you're not like shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I really liked it. I like the size of it. I had a crazy idea. Make Shadow Sun characters and put them into a BloodMoor-like Session 1 and Monster. Just think of all the crazy things you can get up to.
Dude.
Exactly. You can do that. There were lots of wonderful OOP games and material.
Out of print.
Out of print.
Yeah.
Butt Quack, what are you doing,
Whoa,
man?
Finally, to make a
$100.
stream, I'd like to take this moment to defend my throne as Bog's top player. I've been watching this channel since the pro-modern era, in the age of barbarians.
The prodigal poster returns
Yeah.
once again.
He's back.
We look to the east, and there he is with the C note.
Thank you.
Thank you, dude.
Thank you for the
Unnecessary.
$100.
We will take it.
Yeah. Oh man, that's
Thank you,
crazy.
dude.
Yeah, we will take it. I guess he had super chat blue balls since we didn't stream last week. Thank you, Butt Quack. That's insanely generous, man. That is crazy. City of Cronenberg. Yeah, but it's spelled with a K. Next stretch goal, Vampire Bride Dakimakuras. I don't know what that
I don't know
is.
what that is.
I don't know if I just read some fucking weird hentai word or
I don't
something.
know.
There are only 600 slots, so if a couple of adventures got 220 and 221, they're over a third sold now. Why? How would they even be selling tickets for that now?
And why?
And why? Full-sized posters of the brides. We shall see. We haven't decided on that
yes.
yet. I want a calendar stretch goal, but you just have every month's picture be Count Mungo or making Mungo face.
Well, it would be a if we did a calendar, it would be a lunar calendar,
Right.
based on the phases of the moon,
Right.
and all of the hellish lunar vibes that are irradiating Bloodmoor at that time.
Yeah. Quack attack. Winner is you. Yeah. Good grief. Part of me super wants to get on that less than 1,000 people sounds ideal, but I have no idea if I can make it.
Well,
Most
it's
Thursdays
a
I
fun time.
Yeah,
but
still won't be able to make it. I have to donate while I can. Well, thank you.
thank you, dude.
Body pillows. Okay, that's what that word is.
Nurkin will need to be sponsored by Depends Adult Diapers soon. How do we get younger folks into the OSER?
I don't know. I don't think you need to get younger folks into the OSR.
Well, I mean, I think Shadow Dark is doing
Probably.
that. I think Castles and Crusades is
Mm-hmm.
bringing a lot of people. Yeah, people are making good stuff.
What the fuck? They are already selling tickets.
That's so stupid.
Oh my god. That's ridiculous.
Even Gen Con doesn't sell tickets less than a week after the con ends.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's
That
crazy,
makes no
man.
sense. That's
Yeah.
crazy, man. Makes no sense.
You're right. It does make no sense. But yeah, I had a really good time. I had a lot of fun
Yeah, looking forward to going back next year.
playing in games. Let's start scalping North Texas RPG Con tickets.
There
Yeah,
you
people
go.
are going to do that. It was really great. We got recognized a lot, made a lot of new friends,
Mm-hmm.
talked to a whole lot of people that were in like the Shadow Dark Discord were there. And I was
yeah.
very pleasantly surprised by the quality of roleplay, because you never know who you're going to run into, in a rando game.
Yeah.
But everyone I played with was great. The Shadowstein was a lot of fun. That's not its actual name. It's got like there's a name to the scenario, but that's just colloquially what I am referring to it as. And yeah, my character, I was everybody was like volunteering for picking characters or whatever, and there was one that was like an advisor to the king, and I raised my hand too slow for that one, so somebody got that one. And then the next one was the second advisor to the king, which ended up being way better because he's
Yeah.
an evil, chaotic wizard.
Hell yeah.
And my goal was no one takes the throne. I want chaos to reign supreme.
Yep.
I had a bunch of magical powers, like I could do like illusions, and I could call upon this evil cult known as the Shroud to do my bidding one time without burning my identity. And I could also like spread rumors on the wind and stuff like that. So
Nice.
I, through my oracular vision, I determined some fact about the heir to the throne. And I immediately made use of that information
Get rid of him.
to throw the game into chaos,
Yeah.
which was a lot of fun. And then I murdered someone, not personally. I had demons do it.
The only way to do it.
The only way to do it. And people are like, man, that guy was really shady. It didn't kill me until it was too late. But it was a lot of fun, and it was a lot of fun because you don't know what else is going on. Just like crazy shit starts happening,
Yeah.
and
how many
you're
people
trying
were
to
in
figure
that
it out.
again?
There's like 12.
12, okay.
Yeah, because I think she wanted, like, she said it's best if it's like 8 or 9, but then there was just some extra people. I think it ended up being like 12. And she just came up with like new roles on the fly.
Got it.
When
Okay.
someone would die, she'd be like, do you want to keep playing? And she'd give them a new role. So the guy that I killed, who had the demons rip him apart, he was playing the Countess. And because it was almost all guys. And she was like, some of you have to play chicks. Like, that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
So he's playing the Countess. She gets ripped apart by demons, and then she gives him a new role. And then the next turn, he got killed again.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
So it was like
I would have
total,
loved to have.
Dude, you would have loved it.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
I was running Vampire
Yeah.
at that time, so
Yeah.
I couldn't. But
You were dealing with someone running a Cybertruck into someone.
yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. And it was a total red wedding situation by the end. Lots of people died. And my Shucked Oyster game was very fun. You did Despoiler Day, which is very
Yes.
funny. And if we had thought of that while we were writing it, it would have made another good entry into the Shucked Oyster.
Yeah.
But I did instead, basically, it's the grand reopening of the Shucked Oyster. Rolled on the table to see what burned it down. It got
Yeah.
struck by lightning in an act of God. Whole building came down. They went into the basement, went into the dungeon, summoned Malchimpus accidentally, and
Yeah.
he ripped one of them apart, and they kept using more wishes so that they were no longer in the Shucked Oyster or anywhere that
Yep.
they knew. And it was a lot of fun.
So my players, they didn't find the monkey paw. They were elsewhere, but they did chase because the oyster did burn down at the height of Despoiler Day, at the climax of Father O'Malley's drunken sermon. Obviously, this is just the latest pestilence, the latest affliction caused by the Despoiler. And a mob started, and Pleasant Peter carried him off. Evil dies tonight.
Yeah.
The meme phrase.
Got struck by lightning when that happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. But they did stop Malchimpus from being summoned.
Yeah.
However, they did find a wish scroll after clearing out a portion of the dungeon. They were able to, for those of you who are familiar with it, they were able to, through roleplay, magic, and dice rolls, gain, as a henchman, the services of the giant cricket that was being being boiled in a stew pot, who offered them deep lore on the goings on of the cult of Malchimpus. So obviously they used a scroll of wish, which they found, and the wizard making the roll botched his
This spellcasting
and
check.
so it worked out just like the monkey paw anyway. So they defeated the head of the cult of Malchimpus, and what he had wished for. Basically, he is now the head of the cult now. So the cult lives on.
Yeah.
And he was turned into a 12-foot tall gorilla, and rightfully so.
What was the name that the cricket gave to the void spider?
Gijamax.
Get your backs.
Get you backs, yes. Get you backs and the meat man. Yeah,
The meat man, yeah.
The meat man. Which is what the cricket wanted to do for the infinite food hack
Right.
of the meat man.
Oh man, I think the highlight of the con. Oh, I got another.
Oh. Come on, Biden.
I am now selling tickets of PsyCon $1,000. My psychic gaming company
Yeah.
attend by astral projection.
Yeah.
Tickets are not refundable if you lack the mystic power to manifest. That's a you problem.
That's a good. That sounds like a good con, man.
Yeah. Astral Con.
Yeah, Astral Con. Thank you for the $10. Our game of nuclear war, though. So nuclear
Holy
war.
shit, that was fun.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, is a great card game from a long time ago, and you can find it on eBay. There is a reprinted version of the base game that's available.
Not like a deck building.
It's not a deck
card
building game.
It's a board game without a board.
Without a
per
board.
se.
Yeah. Each player, you're playing a country, and there's no countries to pick.
You're not
decided,
playing Russia
yeah.
or the U.S. or
So we just decided to role play while we were playing the card game. But basically, there's two phases. You get dealt a bunch of cards.
Yeah.
You get dealt a stack of population cards, and this is secret from everyone else. And you want to start with a very high population because the game is nuclear war, and it's about genociding everyone, every other player. So if you start with a low population, you're kind of fucked. You have to hope that people are not attacking you. It's everyone against everyone. The first phase of the game is basically propaganda, where you want to be able to play these propaganda cards, and the propaganda cards cause other people's population to come to you.
typically, yes.
Typically. There's other things. There are secret cards that can destroy people's population. But once you play your tactical cards in sequence, basically. You have launch devices and you have warheads. And the warheads, sometimes they can't go on. It's like a vehicle might only carry 10 megatons. So you can't put a 20 megaton bomb on that.
Right.
But you have to deploy a launch device. And then on your next turn, you deploy a warhead on that and you launch it against someone. Once a nuke is launched, propaganda phase is over. No more propaganda unless everyone agrees that we're doing peace, which is never going to happen.
Never going to happen.
Never going to happen. And then you're just all nuking each other every turn. And the way your cards get dealt, you might not have the right combinations of launch devices or nukes.
Yeah.
So you're not always able to nuke people.
Here's your Interpkin badge donation. I'm going to run Shadow Dark there next year. Also, Sofrico will rise again. Book it.
Thank you, DM Cloaker. DM Cloaker was in the game, and he was. We're all doing voices and accents and stuff, and no one could place his accent. He kept calling his country Sofrica, and we weren't sure if he was Japanese, or Italian,
or Moroccan,
or
Arabian, or Italian.
The important thing is that we did nuke him.
Correct.
Yeah. But yeah, you can just get dealt shitty hands where it's like you have warheads and it's like I just did a nuclear test, or I got more propaganda cards, but you don't have the right combinations of things to launch against your enemies. And then once if your entire population gets nuked and destroyed, you get to do a full-on retaliatory strike against anyone. You can split it up. It's whatever launch devices and whatever nukes, like warheads, are in your hand. You just get to launch them off.
Yeah.
And so it's possible. This usually sets off a chain reaction. One person gets nuked, they retaliatory strike. Someone else gets annihilated.
Down.
They do it. So the game goes very, very fast. This was a lot of players. I think we had like 7 or 8 players at the table. This game went on for like 3+ hours.
Yeah.
And Nick decided at the beginning of this game, because we did a test run, and I don't remember who you were the first game.
I was doing some kind of weird Slavic accent.
Right. But this game, you were playing the Irish.
I was playing the Irish, and then you cursed me with being the
Northern
Irish, which is very funny.
Yeah. I was like, you're not going to take the Irish. I'm the Southern Irish, so I'm the Catholics. Right. You're the Protestants.
And that was the game.
Yeah, and that was the game from then on. Southern Ireland, unfortunately, was not dealt very many population.
Yeah.
In the very first turn, he used a secret card. This is before the war started.
Yeah.
That wiped out 25 million of my population.
man.
And I think I had like 35 million population total. I also had one of those cards though, and I used it against you, but you had almost 100 million.
Yeah, I had a lot.
So it took a long time, and we were we're going back and forth. Someone offered me a drink. I took it, and Nick didn't take a drink, and I was like, "Oh, what kind of Irishman are you? You can't even take a drink." What did you say?
It's Easter, you loathsome dog.
It's Easter, you loathsome dog.
It was very funny.
was
there were
very-
many one-liners, insults,
Yeah.
and
For hours.
just lighthouse level monologues
Right.
Against other countries and peoples.
Right.
And it was very funny.
It was very funny. Nick was sitting there. You will all submit. You'll all submit to the one true religion, the Church of England.
Church of England, yeah. The one true holy and apostolic Anglican Church.
Yeah. I said, "You'll submit to Rome." You're like, "I'll see Rome turn to ash." Yeah.
And people, as the game kept going, people kept trying to launch nukes at me, and the nukes kept exploding in the
On
air.
the platform, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like the divine hand of providence. Yeah. God wanted Northern Ireland. God wanted the Empire of Belfast, and
Oh, God damn it. The chat died.
Oh.
All right.
we're still going. though,
We're
right?
still going. It's
Yeah.
just the fucking Chrome tab died. All right. Let me get the chat thing going. Popped out again.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun.
It was a ton of fun.
Spencer was role playing
As America.
as America, rightfully so. Because who was playing the Polacks?
Lord Mattias.
Lord Mattias was Poland.
Well, not by choice. We all just decided
He was
he
Polish.
was Polish. Yeah.
Yeah, and then because the game very quickly became the Protestants versus the Catholics,
Right.
and Christendom versus the heathens.
Yeah.
I think Chubby Funster was some denomination of Orthodox, or Russian Orthodox, or something.
Maybe. And Todd was either Greek Orthodox or something.
Yeah. Some other branch of Orthodoxy.
Right. But it was amazing. It was super, yeah. Blackwell was there. It was super fun.
Yeah.
So
We
Ireland
definitely need to do that again.
Yeah. Ireland got
It was
What did you
very
say?
funny. We were
finally
getting
the Irish control
all of Ireland.
Ireland.
I'm a little disappointed that people did not get upset at our very loud and
At times quite racist
quite
accents.
racist hatreds
Yeah.
against other religions and other peoples who
Yeah.
we were not role playing as.
It was very funny. Oh man, that was so much fun.
Yeah.
So that was the highlight.
What
that
would
was the
also
most,
be fun,
'Cause
maybe we do this at Tfest if enough people are going to be there. Dune.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was great. I think that was the highlight in terms of like games. That was the most
Yeah,
fun.
that was the most fun.
The most just absurd, like just belly laughing the entire time. Yeah, had an awesome time talking to Kelsey. That's
Yep.
the interview. We talked with her for like at least an hour afterwards.
Yeah. Victor
and-
Raymond was there again this year, but we
Right.
were not able to talk. He was very busy, I think, running games.
Yeah, he was running a lot of Tuckamel stuff.
Yeah. Which is cool.
And I'd like to play next year.
I would as well. Yeah.
Met the people who run the Black Blade booth. What was that guy's
Oh,
name?
yeah.
Who was like the most. Spencer was like, so this guy comes up to us, and
I
we talked to
forget
him
his
several
name.
times, and he runs the Black Blade booth, and we talked to him at multiple cons, and then he came up to us and was like, hey, like I can carry your stock at cons if you want. And we were like, yeah, cool. Like,
Yeah,
let's
that'd
get
be
your
great.
card and blah, blah, blah. He walks off and Spencer just looks at us and he goes, you guys don't know who that was. Yeah, you don't know who that is, do you? We're like, no. He's like, he's worked on every major role-playing game
Yeah.
since like the inception of the hobby. We're like, oh. He was very cool though.
And doing a lot of business.
Yeah. Like he's the guy who's selling, they sell like
Everything. They were selling the
Everything.
Tecmo stuff, Hyperborea.
Shadow
they were selling
Dark.
DCC, Shadow Dark.
it was
just
not the
a ton of
Cthulhu
different
booth.
books.
That was a different one. I'm a 6'5" ginger bloke, so cold weather will always be my friend. I definitely need to lose weight though. I hate the cold.
Fuck the cold.
Fuck the cold, dude. Is that the game from Flying Buffalo? I think.
I don't remember who
I don't know.
made it.
Bum, bum, bum. Let's catch up on the chat here. South-African equals South African. Okay. You definitely got nuked. A lot. Deservedly. Playing Pendragon, but wanted to say hello. Awesome.
Oh, nice.
And is this Iconic Productions? No. Andy Reimer. I know who that is. Andy Reimer, I believe, is the gentleman who offered us some additional feedback on Cults of Zahak and is now credited in Cults of Zahak.
Hell yeah.
It is wonderful to see you, and thank
Yeah,
you so
dude.
much.
I am waiting to get the current edition of Pendragon
Yeah.
for I'm waiting for the Great Pendragon campaign.
Let's see here. Anyone here GM'd their kids? Any tips on how to get started? My buddy Phil is running Shadow Dark with his kids. And his kid is now GMing Shadow Dark and has taken on a very adversarial role as GM.
Nice.
Dungeon Craft Professor DM has some advice on gaming and DMing for kids. Forget which video. Probably. Chrome tabs dial on live shows. They do. Fucking thing. Alan. Yes, it is Alan. We have his card. And we will be
do.
contacting him because we do want him
Yes.
to sell our stuff. Talking about running games for kids. The torture wheel of YouTube isn't easy for the content creators. Exactly. Will there be a BLG hands-on review of Acts 2 video? Yes, there will be. In fact, tomorrow there will be a BLG hands-on review of the 2024 DMG from Wizards of the Coast that will include a large section on the Acts 2 Judges Journal,
Yeah.
as well as some Shadow Dark in there as well. Spoilers, I don't like the 2024 DMG.
As you might imagine.
But yeah, we are going to make Axe videos.
Yeah.
Probably,
Now that it seems like everybody in the US got their books within a 48-hour period.
yeah. Yeah. Yes, I'll be doing reviews of the books. We'll talk about things like making classes and talking about the cool classes and things like that that you have at your fingertips, the interesting systems. It will be a source of many, many, many videos for a long time to come.
Oh, yeah.
Again, you can't do racist. If you can't do racist accents, what are you even doing in a con game?
True.
Yeah, exactly. PDM's last video was about the downfall of Common, which is a board game company. They sold Zombicide to Fantasy Flight Games. I don't know. Well, for something free, there could be the Basic Experts white box. It's pay what you want on Drive-Thru RPG, black and white, so easy to print, and uses just a D20 and D6s. Yep. I commented on the video saying it's no surprise with the bankruptcies because of so many game companies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone buying Horde Wars here. I was
Nice.
interested when BLG brought you to my attention. I was sold when I saw D12 system. Just needed to wait for funds. Nice.
Yeah, man.
If people don't react to you guys chanting Lisan Al Gaib all game next year, I will officially declare that con a failure. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, Alan T. Grow. I'm probably saying that wrong. I need to get in your BloodMoor
I need
game.
to get in your BloodMoor game at next year's NERP, but I'll be bringing an army with me. Shameless Hellmart show. Great meeting all.
Yeah, it was great meeting you
Nice.
too, man. And yes,
Yeah, dude.
we will keep space for you.
Absolutely.
And we can definitely play Hellmarch with BloodMoor. Looks like every time I should get an ad on stream, it crashes because of the ad blocker.
Oh, shit.
Bring the cold. No, get out.
Oh, Patty's here. Good
Oh,
to
did I
see you,
miss him?
man.
How's it going, Patty? Lunch break over, gents. Have to catch up with the VOD later. Fairly
No
well.
worries, dude.
All right,
Catch you
man.
later.
I unironically love Thaco. It's stupid and overcomplicated, and you can pry it from my cold, dead hands. Okay. Fair. Started my kids on OD&D. 10 years on, they both run games. My daughter founded the D&D club at her high school and then at university.
Hell
Nice.
yeah.
I was like, that sounds like our friend's... Oh.
Yeah. That
like,
makes sense.
because it is him. Looking forward to the unending joy of Axe content. Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
I'm going to be starting
I'm-
session 1 of my Dragonlance Axe game
Right.
tomorrow.
I have been reading now since I have the books. I'm doing a cover-to-cover read through of the Judge's Journal right now.
Uh-huh.
It's very good. It's very, very good. I've used big portions of it, but I haven't
Sure.
actually read it systematically from cover to cover.
Right.
Next after that will be a reread of the
The rule book.
rule book.
Yeah.
Because I need to brush up anyway. I'm genuinely surprised by how much I'm enjoying Shadow Dark. Glad I picked it up after backing your Kickstarter. Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to run. I had a lot of fun running that at the con. And we were talking, Nick and Spencer and I, this was another thing. We just had like a kind of a quiet hour or so where it was just the three of us hanging out near the bar and talking about like, okay, what games, like we've run these 3 games already this year. What else?
fuck.
There goes the fucking chat again. Thank you, Chrome tabs. But what games are we going to run with the time that we have remaining in the year, since we're about halfway through?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
In the home game. Yeah.
in the home game, and we were
Yeah,
like,
we were giving our
when
lists.
we're giving our lists, and then we were kind of thinking like, when the Western Reaches comes out, come on, chat, almost. When Kelsey's Kickstarter fulfills, we may run a full,
Yeah.
level 1 to 10 Shadow Dark campaign.
Judge's Journal has been the best advice for me.
Sorry, we were cycling tabs, and there was something very,
Very
funny
funny.
in a group chat. Ooh. I'm just going to exit that window in case anything comes through.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we were talking. We'll get to the super chat in just a second. When Western Reaches comes out, we're really interested in that. I was especially interested after running in at Kelsey's game. So do a full campaign of that. You're going to run West End Games Star Wars.
Correct. That's going to be next. After we secure our holdings over
That's correct.
Grimstead.
We have some business that needs to be finished up in
Yeah.
Grimstead for Horde Wars before we take a
Yeah.
break from that. What was Spencer thinking about running? Makwahital.
What's that?
Makwahital.
Makohital.
And I said that I want to do probably like a 3-shot of Ascendant.
Yes.
Which I will run
Yeah.
to prove that I can run it. Where the hell?
We're on top chat.
That's right.
There
Live
we
chat.
go.
There we go. What was that super chat we missed? Judge's Journal has been the best GM advice for me. Correct.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Yep.
Let me see if I can fix the chat.
Oh yeah, what is going on here?
There we go.
There we go.
Boom. There we go.
Perfect.
Chat's back. Yeah, it's really good. And I've come to appreciate a lot of the systems in there. It's a very, very comprehensive game. Sometimes I think it is too detailed.
Yeah.
But you need you need a full understanding of the game to
Sure.
kind of choose what level of detail you want out of it.
I think Axe is going to spawn it's going to put a lot of things in proper perspective and with proper focus. And Axe definitely has a commitment to scope and to scale. And I do believe that Axe is going to shape and inspire a number of new games which are going to continue. Again, whether you think it's too complicated, I also agree in certain cases and for certain things, but I think it's what the hobby needs to give context and to inspire and what would you say, prod creative people to make truly new things.
Yeah. It's going to be pilfered for
going to be
ideas
true
for a very,
because
very, very long time.
I don't think anybody needs or wants, and we've said this before, nobody needs or wants another clone of something that already exists.
Correct.
Nobody needs another Heartbreaker. Nobody needs another, recapitulation of something which has been done already.
I've been running 5e for years, and Shadow Dark has changed my life. It's so simple, straightforward, perfect for beginners. Yes.
100%.
And I sort of make that point in the video that we're doing tomorrow, is that this is kind of one of the big things, is that the 5e, the current 5e DMG, the 2024 one, doesn't really have any actual procedures or this is the list of steps of things you do. And both Shadow Dark and Axe have that. And I think that's a better way to probably train new GMs on how to run a game than not having anything.
What a concept.
Especially the discussion on group cohesion and escapism. Must be having a... Axe 2 Judge's Journal is the best guide to being a GM I've ever read, and not just for Axe. Yeah, there's a lot of really good, useful stuff in there. The Axe 2 Judge's Journal will be the last physical artifact in the museum before it shows the first RPG AI based on McCrease's wisdom. Fuck, chat, you motherfucker. There we go. Was it that face when you reviewed D&D 2024 Soy Jack? Someone's asking him a question. I know what he's referring to. It is a very funny Soy Jack that he made.
Oh, on the Gilded.
Yeah, but I don't know exactly what the context is here. Drank Biden is pretty funny too. Yeah, I'm looking forward to introducing my group to West End Games Star Wars. I'm looking forward to playing it. I've never played the West End Games stuff. The finest AI for all role-playing games, McCrease RPG.
Yeah.
That's enough putting fear into my wallet. I was looking into the books from the Wrath of the Immortals boxed set. I'm not familiar with that.
I'm not familiar with what that is. Yeah.
Oh, right. Spencer wants to run OG Call of Cthulhu, which I want you to run as well.
I want to play, yes. Champions, yeah.
Actually, why do you think the DM and GM advice has been so bad so far? Alex has done so well with that.
It's because the people who are employed or contracted to write for Wizards of the Coast and the customer base that they're targeting don't have an interest or comprehension of what the hobby is. Like, irregardless of play style or genre or any kind of real preferences, it's all just platitudes, because this is again, this is what happens. This is the point we make with regard, or part of the point we make with regard to Star Wars as well, and we've made elsewhere.
Yeah.
When you're casting that wide of a net, and when the product and the people who work for the company are so corporatized, you actually don't want anything that's real or anything that is specific, because something which is real or specific is not going to be to someone else's taste.
Yeah.
And the only option, you end up putting yourself in a kind of self-fulfilling prophecy of having to deliver ever more tasteless gruel for the most the greatest number of people. And the 2024 DMG speaks to those principles. It's all, well, keep this in mind, or it's all vibes checks. It doesn't tell you anything.
Yeah. It's really bad.
Yeah.
And you will see tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
And Champions and Numenera. Yeah, I
I'm
definitely
super
want to
excited to play
Numenera.
Champions because I'm a huge fan. I have sunk hundreds, if not thousands of hours of my life into City of Heroes.
Oh, yeah.
Over the years.
Next year, we can playtest the alpha version of Chubby Funster's Nuclear Shit Show. Yeah.
You know what would be really fun next year? If Matthew's communism game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a friend who's made a very intricate board game, PvP board game, where everybody's playing communist dictators. And looks
resources
awesome.
are peasants.
Yeah. And it was insane because I was like, man, where'd you get all these prototypes manufactured? And he said, I made those. And I said, what? And he said, I made those
by hand.
Here by hand.
Yeah.
And he showed me where he made them. And he goes, everything was printed on my printer. I was like, holy shit, dude. Yeah. That would be very cool.
Mm-hmm.
But Draw Steel? No, I will not be playing Draw Steel. It doesn't sound like an interesting game.
No.
I had a great time sitting and bullshitting with Chubby Funster at North Texas between games. He gave away his own son's copy of Terra Invictus to me. Nice. I was legit saying, I'm trying to give you money.
Oh.
That board game sounds mega based. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Chubby was
Yeah.
awesome, and he gave me a copy of Warlords, and I've gotten it now. It's Muliati.
Yeah. Muliati.
In the map, and I am
really. Oh, do you have it here?
Yeah, it's
Oh, cool. I want to take a look at that one later.
It's on the shelf.
Nice. How many Morkborg lights do we really need? Axe is on the other side. It is.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not open to new entrants, but 9 p.m. Nothing personal. Core group of friends. Oh, he's talking about his games. Okay. Axe 2 is the OSR's final boss. Sort of. Yeah. I mean, I
don't even think it's really OSR. It's something else.
It's something else. Like it's got like old school.
It's grounded in old school
gaming principles.
Mechanics,
yeah.
But
it's definitely
the scope of what it's trying to do is not really old school.
No, it's so much bigger than that. Oof. Yeah. Spaceballs
this is
2.
not looking good.
Rick Moranis is coming back from retirement to play Lord Helmet. Yeah.
I will not be seeing it. I will not be seeing it. If anybody thinks it's good, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why you think that or how you could think that.
Caught y'all late, but at least I did. Congrats on BloodMoor success.
Thank you, dude.
Thank you. Never stop winning. Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Never
we don't
kill
intend
yourself. Did you see that? Did I send you that one where it's dogs will post a picture like this and then say never kill yourself, and it's just a bowl of dog food.
Oh yeah,
It's so good. Corporate products are aimed at the lowest possible common denominator. As their sales drop, they double down on racing to the bottom because it's perceived as less risky than taking a stand. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Fuck, I hate it when it does that.
Yeah.
I'm curious about this communist game too. I know there was an old game called Kremlin. I can't tell you more about it because I don't know.
I don't know much more about
I've
it. I
given you
haven't
all
played
the
it.
information. Like our friend, he gave me the whole spiel, but it was when he was loaning me some gear, some camera gear for the con, and I had to go, and I can't explain it. So
Yeah.
We
But it
will,
sounds
we will,
awesome.
yeah, we will talk to Matthew at some point on the channel, and you will get more information about it.
In fact, when you're dropping that stuff off to him,
Yeah,
we should
yeah, we should talk
figure
about
out
a time. The systems that will grow are the ones that facilitate third-party creation. D&D is not that.
Yeah. I mean, in large part, yeah.
I think I think they still are facilitating third-party creation. They burned themselves badly with their goodwill and their credibility with the OGL, but they did put everything in the Creative Commons. And I know they're doing the same thing. You know, if you post on the DMs Guild, that's their property or whatever. You don't post it on the DMs Guild, you know, or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Just don't make anything for D&D.
Yeah. At least I have a BLG to come for a BLG stream to come for me.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got to go to work. Ugh.
There's a Polish board game about communist Poland where you line up to get groceries and clothes for your family before everyone else. Yeah, no, this is about like being the communist dictator and sacrificing your people
Yeah.
to achieve your goals and stuff. It's really wild.
Yeah.
Fuck. The chat keeps jumping to the bottom of the page. It's very irritating.
Yeah.
Mel is like 1,000 years old. He's not
Yeah.
9. Yeah.
It's crazy he's still alive.
Yeah.
Him and Shatner.
We played the Dark Space sci-fi hack for Shadow Dark. It was a Spaceballs adventure. Shit was cash money. Enjoyed it a lot. Nice.
Nice.
I'm so glad I found out there are still non-woke RPG creators. Up to a few months ago, I thought the hobby was lost and I'd be homebrewing for the rest of my life. Yeah.
Good ideas are out there. Good people are out there.
Good people are out there. There's a lot more of them than you think, too.
Oh, yeah.
I talked to Kelsey about my Vampire Shadow Dark game and got her endorsement, so I
Nice.
just have to finalize things now. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Shadow City,
It sounds really cool.
Blood and Neon is going to be very fucking cool. Let modern D&D die. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're getting a legal immigration game. Yeah. My current campaign is by far the best RPG. Fuck you,
God.
chat. My current campaign is by far the best RPG experience I've had in the 10 years I've been playing in this hobby. My players have absolute agency and drive everything. 4D role-playing style.
Perfect. You love to
Nice.
hear it.
4D win. There's always going to be us, mates. Still good games. I'm busy making my own Dark Sun and Mad Max game to rep the homeland down under. Nice.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, there's plenty of people making role-playing games that are not, you know, propagandists. That's what you want. You want people who are not propagandists. And if you don't want propaganda, just don't buy the corporate game.
Right.
And it's going to be very obvious when someone is making propaganda because it will be the first fucking thing that they talk about with their game. So it's easy to avoid. I get it. It is irritating that, the things that we loved as kids have been...
but we don't have any power.
We don't have any
over
power
it, and,
over that. But they also have no power over us. We don't have to buy their
That's true.
shit. Yeah,
So,
which is the easy part. And there's a million alternatives out there.
Impotent rage is never a good look.
Exactly. Game sounds like Junta, where you rotate roles as El Presidente of the Republicos de los Bananas.
Well, this is a completely unique thing.
Yeah.
Whatever the loop is, it is not our friend Matthew. He's not revitalizing an old IP.
Right. Yeah, this is a fully original game that he's been working on with a couple of other guys for a while. Wow, I think we...
Did we catch up?
Caught up with the chat, yeah.
Damn. How about that?
That's pretty wild. I'm starting a Gods of the Forbidden North campaign on Saturday night if anyone has any tips.
I haven't looked at it. I do not, but I am really interested in looking over those books. He was super cool.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
We really like Rob a lot. And I'm very excited to read those books. They are gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I was, they're really cool. We'll have to get the third one as well to complete it.
Absolutely.
He was running, what was it? Walking Dead, I think, at some point.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Um,
I'm not all that interested in a Walking Dead
No.
RPG.
Yeah, neither am I. I hate zombies. I'm so fucking sick of zombies.
Yeah. But, wow, how are we looking on our deal here?
9 out of 20 super chats, but I do think that since Buttquack threw in $100,
It evens the scales.
it evens the scales a little bit.
I think we should do it.
Yeah, I think we should. Let me get the wheel up.
Oh.
No, screen share. That's where I need to go. That's why I couldn't see it.
Oh.
Enjoy the money.
Well, we will.
We will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, God damn it.
And as we get closer to Tfest in August. Oh.
Get your Interp tickets now and Chitty 5 for discount.
Yeah, hopefully there's going to be a bunch of other people from the chat and from elsewhere who will end up going to Tfest here in Austin. And a couple of, is that actually, when is that again? I think it's early August. Let me see here. Tfest. And it's only 3 days. August 8th through August 10th. Yeah. In Pflugerville. Okay. We got, I think, 2 more that are...
Wow, we got a lot of foreigners tonight. Buttquack, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, of course.
Of course.
Your trumpet.
We have Duck flamingo.
Ogre.
Oh, oh.
Alchemic Raker. Although
Well, it doesn't really make
Alchemic
sense.
Raker, I think we're going to leave you out of this one since you wrote this and you have a bunch of those.
Yeah, take it back.
Yeah. We're sending it back.
Praxis.
And let's see who has super chatted since then. Berserker says Mungo's wife's pinup art better include some booty, as in treasure, of course. It will include.
Will not disappoint.
Yeah, it will not disappoint. Get your North Texas RPG.
Well, why the super chat
NTX
spurging out
85.
there?
I think because it's too small. Nope, they're just spurging. Marquee X. All right, cool.
Cool.
All right, let's spin the wheel.
All right. Let's do it. Nice.
Ear trumpet. You got a copy of Hellmarch coming your way.
Yeah,
Contact us at matt@blacklodgegames.com.
And now let's take him off and roll it one more time.
Remove. Spin it again.
Oh, man. No.
Crublord Spider Pig
Congrats,
also
dude.
getting Hellmarch. Buttquack, you know what? I'm going to send you one as well because you gave us $100. So giving away 3 copies of Hellmarch. Let's come back here.
Yep. All right.
All right.
Cool.
Thraxis will be at Tfest. Nice.
Nice. Okay.
Rigged. Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. So everybody who won, send me an email at matt@blacklodgegames.com with your contact information and your address, and we'll send these out. Hellmarch is a great book. The layout is amazing. Rob ran an amazing pickup of Walking Dead session for us. There was a grizzly bear on fire chasing an elderly creature on a mini bike. That game is unintentionally best at being a Shaun of the Dead RPG. Yeah.
Nice.
That sounds like a more fun game to play than...
I would much rather play a
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead RPG. Yeah.
Dad says he's already got it. All right. We go to LongCon, NTRPG, and Tfest.
Yep.
Correct. Awesome.
Cool.
All right. I think, unless you guys have something cool to say, we're probably going to call it a little early tonight because we are still recovering from that convention. Shaun of the Dead is objectively better because it isn't afraid to be silly. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's correct. To enter, it has to be. It's like a minimum of $5, and we only ship
To the
inside
US.
the
Yes, yes,
US.
yes.
Yeah. Stretch goals will
We'll have
drop
an update.
soon. Yeah, we will have
Yeah.
an update soon. How long will it take to expand the BloodMoor game to cover all of Europe and the Middle East?
Who's to say?
Who's to say? Who knows? Yeah. Awesome stream. Looking forward to the next video. Yep. It's
Yeah.
a hands review coming tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. Cool. Everyone's saying good night, so we're going to do that too. Anyway,
All right, boys.
good night, everybody.
Take it easy.